In the Know, a radio program talking to the newsmakers in Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties and beyond, keeping you in the know. Here's your host, Charles Van Horn.
Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Charles Van Horn, your host. Good morning to you. And joining us in studio, some special guests, the Rochelle Flag Park District Director of Recreation, Maureen Stevens, and Park District Executive Director, Jackee Ohlinger. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Doing great. Now it's been a steamy week in the area, and I got to say this: have the children in Rochelle worn out the splash pad?
I think we're still in good shape down there. Yep.
Water's still coming, so head on down.
So that's what we're going to talk about, is a lot of the family activities that you guys have going on for the summer, and let's talk about staying cool. Jackee, delay in getting the pool open just a little bit for some repairs, but now everything's caught up and we're good to go, right?
Yeah, we opened with a bang on June 5th.
So everybody's enjoying the pool. First round of classes already underway. I guess you have swim lessons going on there.
We have. I will say this year we have a really special vibe going on at Spring Lake. We have so many great activities going on, and the staff is energetic and extraordinary.
That's great. Now, Maureen, you are new but returning, is my understanding?
Correct.
To the Park District. So your role is the Director of Recreation, which means you're planning all of the fun, crazy things that are going to be happening in the Park District all summer long. What do people have to look forward to? What's on your calendar coming up for like July? If families right now are sort of scratching their heads about how do I get the kids tossed out of the house, what do you guys have cooked up?
Oh, yeah. We've got tons of stuff planned for this summer. Greg, our athletic supervisor, has planned most of this since I'm coming in just now. But at Spring Lake, if you want to stay cool, there's a community swim. There's several of them over the summer. The next one would be July 13th. That's sponsored by Central Bank.
So what does that mean for a community swim then?
So it means anybody is welcome to visit Spring Lake Pool and Splash Pad for free.
All right.
From 4 to 7 that day.
So big community swims, plenty of Marco Polo action then.
I'm sure. Some water polo, a little bit of sharks and minnows typically happens down there. Yeah, a lot of fun.
All sorts of fun. That splash pad, again, being free and open, that's got longer hours than the pool. Because I've noticed that there's always somebody running around there.
Oh, yeah. The splash pad opens at 7 a.m. daily. And Spring Lake Pool doesn't open until 12:30. So that whole time is open and free for use from the public.
You know, kids don't get squishy socks and shoes on their own. They need a little help. That splash pad can make that happen.
That's true. That's true.
And again, the pool has activities. Again, there's swim lesson signups too. There's that going on. All sorts of great stuff at Spring Lake. I got to say, that's a very pretty facility that you guys have worked on and put together. Jackee, that has evolved over the last, 60 years, I guess?
Yeah, the pool was built in 1980.
Yeah, and the pond has been there since the overpass was put in the 70s, is my understanding.
People have
even
a lot
before
of
that. Yeah.
A lot of wonderful memories with swimming in that lake.
Yeah, and that's not a thing anymore. But you can walk out in the lovely little piers there.
That's right. Do some fishing.
Fantastic. So Spring Lake, obviously a focus for a lot of summer outdoor fun for families, but there's other things happening elsewhere in the park district and your facilities for the summer, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. We've got tons of programs for youth and adults alike at the rec center. Group fitness classes, youth sports. We've got some music and movement classes for the littles. Kids yoga's coming up. All sorts of stuff. There's also a new program this year called our Park Tour. So it's called Meet Us at the Park. Beginning July 1st, our athletic supervisor, Greg, will be at a new park each week. And that's free to attend. He'll have popsicles and games planned, so everyone's welcome to join those.
That sounds like fun. Get to check out all the different facilities. That's one thing Rochelle has is plenty of parks. And there are some that are hidden, I have to say.
They are.
That you really don't realize there's a park there until you turn a corner and go, my goodness, there's another space for people in the neighborhood to hang out.
Have you ever been to Kelly Park?
Kelly Park? I may have. I don't recall. I went around to all of them the other day, and check them out. There's the one in the neighborhood in Hillcrest that you have to like sneak into.
Powers Park.
Powers Park.
It does
It's
feel
a
like you're
hidden
sneaking.
gem. It's beautiful in there.
It's crazy because it's just like you get the feeling you're just in somebody's backyard. That's how intimate it is. But it's one of the many great facilities you guys have. Again, and that's in Hillcrest, but the Rochelle Flag Park District. It's a big sort of outfit with lots of facilities and things that you guys manage and locations.
We have over 500 acres of parks. And I think this program's really great, that it'll encourage people to go to the different parks and see what we have, because there are probably a lot of things that are missed.
You talked about some of the special events coming up. There's a bike safety training coming up on July 23rd. Officer Jackee is going to be sort of running that. That's a free program for the community. Safety and offer raffles and things. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, yep. We wanted to mainly encourage all of our bike riders to wear their helmet. And we reached out to the city and found out that the police department already has a program in place for bike safety. So we asked if they would be interested in running a little demo for us. So yeah, join us at Atwood Park at the band shell with SRO Jackee.
And do you bring your bike?
You can, absolutely. Yep.
I assume they'll probably have orange cones out and all sorts of fun activities for kids.
We'll set up an obstacle course for you.
That'll be a good time. We can test out those helmets if you have me on a bike.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not the sharpest when it comes to pedaling. I'll tell you that. Joining us in studio, the Executive Director of the Park District, Jackee Ohlinger, and Director of Recreation, Maureen Stevens. Now, Maureen, you're back. What's your history with the Park District then?
It's long. I started at Spring Lake Pool when I was 14 as a volunteer.
Yeah.
And just kind of worked my way up through the system. I've had pretty much every job in the district.
Yeah.
And this is definitely the most fun one. So I'm excited to be back.
And get to engage with the community and have all sorts of fun events coming up. What other highlights this summer are going to be happening? Big things in July and August. Again, for families looking for ways to get the kids out of their hair.
Absolutely. We did actually just add a program. It's called our Youth Flag Football Camp. It's going to be run by a former Hub football player as well as a college football player, James Hart. So that'll be coming up July 9th.
Flag football, that's fun.
Yeah, yep. So that'll be a little camp. It'll be perfect for kids who have played flag football before and those who haven't, so they can learn the rules before the season starts with RJT this
and
year.
They can cool down after practice at the splash pad.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. There you go. And that one actually will be held inside at the rec.
Oh,
so
even better.
You won't have to have as much cool down to have to do.
Temperature controlled.
There you go.
Nice. Any other events coming up in the summertime there that you guys have?
Yeah,
planned?
one of our really cool events is the Discovery Center out of Rockford has a portable planetarium where we're going to bring it to the rec and do a couple shows where you can climb into the tunnel and see the stars and galaxies and all that fun stuff. So that'll be in August.
But doesn't the rec have a roof over it?
It does, yep. So this is an inflatable planetarium that you climb inside of, and then you look up at the stars.
That makes a lot more sense, yes.
Yeah.
Because this would be during the day then as well?
Yeah, it would,
Which doesn't really work well for stargazing.
Yeah, stargazing's definitely better at night.
The rec center is a beautiful facility. If you have never checked out the rec center, what can someone do to sort of find out more about the rec center, visit, get a tour, and decide if using the facilities and becoming I guess membership would be the term we'd use here, to get to use all the facilities? How would somebody get started on that?
Yeah, so probably the best way is to just come in. We're happy to give you a tour just about any time of day. But the other option is we have some community active days where it's free for Flag Rochelle residents to come and try out the rec, see if they like it before buying a membership. So our next one is July 14th. So from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you're welcome to come into the rec, go for a swim, play in the field house, jump on a treadmill, whatever you're interested in, just to check out the facility.
Shouldn't you run or walk on a treadmill instead of jump on it?
Yep, probably a good tip.
Yeah. And that's great. And again, the rec center is an amazing facility. You guys have worked so hard to put that together, but it takes a lot of work to keep a facility like that together and to keep new improvements coming. Jackee, the rec center will take a short hiatus in July, as it always does, to sort of freshen things up, right?
Yeah, we have a scheduled closure annually for about 2 weeks for the facility, and that's when we do all of our inspections, our maintenance, and add some additional upgrades to the facility. So it's something exciting for the members to come back to in August. But we try and do it as a scheduled event so we don't have as many unscheduled closures.
And now you guys are already planning that. Obviously, all the pieces are in place. Any big surprises coming when you throw the curtain back at the end of July?
We have some fitness equipment that has been on order, and so we're hoping it arrives in time.
That sounds exciting. Another big project you guys are working on is Helms. That's been a long deal there, cleaning up some of the landscaping and things like that, doing some painting over there. What do you guys plan on using that facility for in the future, and what are you using it now for?
Well, right now it is an old high school athletic complex, which we do not have a purpose for.
Yeah.
So we are in the process of renovating that into a park setting. We want it to have beautification and green space, as well as opportunities for activity. And so we have different phases that we're working through. We are applying for another grant in hopes to have some matching dollars contribute to our efforts.
Yeah, and it's great because it's adjacent to the rec center. It's sort of in the heart of all the things you guys do for outdoor activities. And that leads to, obviously, all the other parks that you guys have in the system. There are some parks that probably aren't used as much as others that are real gems in the community. Do you have like a favorite park that's sort of like an underutilized park where you think, boy, people need to come out here and check out this little gem that we have?
Well, I would say right now Memorial Park is something that should definitely be looked at if you haven't been to Memorial Park in the last year or so. You should come out to see it on July 1st. We do have that Meet Us at the Park event for the kiddos that'll be playing games. But we did recently install all new playground equipment.
Yeah.
We have our first ADA accessible piece.
Oh, nice.
We have a wonderful walking path around that park, and it's just beautiful with the trees shading the area as well.
And let's talk about all the walking paths and trails around the community. It's amazing when you realize how connected everything is. Like, you can just get on a bike and go.
It's a wonderful aspect of it.
Yeah, and everything's sort of all connected. And this leads to my next question. In the region, there's other park districts and things. Do you work together with other park districts to either coordinate events or maybe coordinate like long-term plans?
One of the great things that we always say about being a part of a park district is there is no competition between one another. And so we work really hard to share our ideas and our experiences for the betterment of all park districts. So I will say that that's a definite blessing to be part of the Illinois Parks and Rec Association.
That sounds great that there's that cooperation. The Flag Rochelle Community Park District, you guys have done some repairs. I just actually checked it out at Lake Sewell. The dock, I no longer get my sandals wet there at the boat launch, so it was nice to see that get fixed. Lake Sewell, it seems to me, just in my opinion, just with the lovely view of the interstates, could use some more trees. Just throwing that out there.
We have actually been working to remove some of the invasive trees around the shoreline.
Yeah.
But yes, of course, beautification in that area would always be done.
And if you could make the water calmer, too.
It's a little windy.
It's a little windy out there. It can be. Lake Sewell, again, just a crazy lake that you guys have in the park district. It's big. You can put a boat out there. Of course, there's some limitations on boat usage, but certainly good for kayaking and things like that as well. And those piers you have out there are just amazing. And it's really something that I think people really, especially like to fish and things like that, definitely need to check out.
I appreciate that. Thank you. We do have a great cooperation. the IDNR does work to contract for stocking the lake and maintenance of both Lake Sewell and Spring Lake. So we do have fish being stocked regularly from the state, and it's definitely spaces that people should take advantage of.
Joining us in studio, District Director of Recreation Maureen Stevens, Park District Executive Director Jackee Ohlinger. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us this morning and talking about all the fun things. If somebody wants to browse the internet and find out more about the Park District, the Rec Center, and all your fun summer activities, where would they go?
RochelleParkDistrict.org.
Simple to remember. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to this week's In the Know. The program returns next week at this time with another great conversation with someone from your community.